All right, so in this video, I'm gonna share the most important action step you can take. There's one KPI, one key performance indicator, one metric that you measure for yourself or your team in order to grow your rental portfolio. This is the one thing that matters. You see, a lot of people focus on, I want to grow to 1,000 doors, I want to get to this amount of revenue, or this number of tenants, or this size portfolio. That's all great, but that is a goal. That's not the leading indicator. That's like the lagging result that comes from the lead indicator and the lead action. The key for what you need to do in order to get to a certain number of units or a certain size portfolio is figure out what is that one metric, that one action step that, if done over time, will lead to this as the result. I want to share a quick story with you. There is a building in New York City, a pretty famous building, called the Chrysler Building. A pretty iconic building if you've seen it before. And the Chrysler Building sold in 2008 to a group out of, I think, the Mideast for $800 million. 10 years later, the property came on the market. Now, obviously, we went through the great financial crisis. Real estate was, blamed to be the catalyst in a lot of reasons, a lot of ways, and the market took a deep dip. But then by 2016, 2017, 2018, the real estate market came back roaring with a vengeance to the point where values were back at or above what they were in the peak of 2005, 6, 7. In most scenarios, most cases. So the Chrysler Building comes back on the market in 2018, 2019. And people are underwriting it, and all these big investment groups are running the financials and going through the due diligence, right? One of the things you do in due diligence is you look at what did it sell for last, right? And about what is owed on it, and what price point do you think the seller is going to want for it? It's one of these where there's no asking price to be determined by the market, so they didn't put like an actual number on it. And so all these buyers came through, started underwriting it, doing all the due diligence on the property, and looked at it and said, they paid $800 million for it. Based on this, and this, I can't pay that much. I think they overpaid for it. They must have cheaper money, longer term money. There's just not a way that I can pay over $800 million for this thing. So most people, most groups, did not make an offer. And then one group came in and did. And that one group underwrote the deal. And they said, hey, based on the financials, the most I can pay for this thing is $150 million. It sold 10 years prior in a worse economy for $800 million. Now the economy's back, it's roaring, rates are the lowest they've ever been. And this group is like, I can only pay $150. That's like less than 20 cents on the dollar that they made an offer at. They make the offer to the group. They have the balls, right, to actually do this. They make the offer to the sales broker. Sales broker presents it to the seller, and the group out of Abu Dhabi says, we accept it. And they accepted an offer on the Chrysler Building for less than 20 cents on the dollar in the peak of the market. Why would anybody do that? Well, there's reasons why these groups would do that. Maybe they need the liquidity back. Maybe they need the write-off. Maybe they have bigger opportunities to make $40 billion and they don't care about $650 million, right? There's many different reasons why somebody would sell a property short like that. Here's the lesson in it, though. The lesson is that, do you have the audacity to make an offer? In most scenarios, most people don't. And in most scenarios, because they don't get the deal. And if there's one metric for you to track for yourself or for your team in order to grow your investment portfolio, it is to track how many offers you make on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Because you can't control the end result of how many properties you buy, right? There's a lot of different variables that can come into play. The title could be messed up, financing goes sideways, the insurance gets screwed up, due diligence doesn't shake out the way that you want it to, the seller's crazy, right? There's 1,000 things that can go wrong between when you make an offer to when you actually close on the deal. But what can you control? Those are uncontrollables. What you can control is how many offers you make. And if you focus on that controllable of how many offers you make, eventually, as you keep on making offers, a ratio will appear. Eventually, as I make 100 offers a month, I get 2 deals accepted. And so now you have predictability in your business. If I want to close 4 deals next quarter, I have to make at least 200 offers next quarter in order to then close, based on my ratios of closings, close on 4 deals. So if there's one thing that you're measuring, if there's one thing that you can obsess over on the acquisition side of your business, it should be how many offers are you making? And when you make an offer, always make an offer. Always swing the bat, right? You cannot get a base hit unless you swing the bat. You gotta swing the bat. So make sure you're making offers, underwrite it to whatever specs, whatever financials work for you, and then make an offer. What does that offer look like? It could be a formal offer on a contract. It could be a letter of intent. It could be a simple email saying, hey, here's about where I'm at. Or it could be a phone call and just a verbal conversation saying, you're here, I'm here. Does it make sense to continue the conversation? And just by putting it out there, that to me is still making an offer. That to me is still at least engaging in the conversation and swinging the bat. I think that is a critical and important step to take in growing your rental portfolio. And I think not only is it critical and important, I think it is the most critical and the most important to take, is that make sure you're swinging the bat, make sure you're making offers, because there's deals like the Chrysler Building that happen all the time. So I hope you got some good takeaways. And just to reiterate my point, this same thing just happened with the 3rd largest building in Cleveland, Ohio. Like the Huntington Bank building just sold. It sold in 2019, 2020 for $160 million. It just got bought for $55 million last month. And like this is happening over, and nothing changed, right? The financials, it's still like 80% occupied. The only difference is the news headline said run away from office. And the group that bought it 5 years ago ended up now selling it for a 60% discount to a new group. Right? These opportunities are all the time. Are you swinging the bat? Are you making offers? So appreciate you being here. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Give me your takeaways in the comment section below. If you have any questions on this, put it in the comment section. I'll create an answer for you and tag you in it. And until next time, be your best.